Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Ottoman campaign. As I've said in the last video, I was going to continue this campaign just to run it completely into the ground, and I think everyone will agree with me on that, even though I haven't seen the comments on that video. But I doubt anyone wants any less videos of this, even though people might be anxious to see the new campaign in 1600 AD colonialism mod, where I'm going to be playing as England. And this time I'm not misspeaking and not saying Great Britain, because at that point in time it was actually England. I get quite a few comments on that when I misspeak and I say England instead of Great Britain on in some of my videos. With that said, you kind of already know the situation, because it hasn't changed. I have an end turn. We have one turn left on the siege here, but I kind of want this to be the last battle. So what we're going to do is we're going to see about running this army into the ground. I'm going to take on these two Spanish forces. Hopefully, I'll more or less destroy them. And then what will happen is that in the next video, because I think we'll have to split it, because there's two Spanish armies, what we'll do is, I'm pretty sure this army can destroy these guys, unless the concave rockets are immensely deadly. I think we'll be able to defeat this one, but the follow-up of either the Spanish or the Russians will destroy us. With that said, let's go ahead and attack and try to take Naples with the elite army. So we're facing 6,000, almost 7,000 Spanish troops, with our 4,000, about 4,600. There's a lot of elite troops in the Spanish army. We've already faced these guys, so we kind of know what we're up against. Lots of cavalry. It's going to be interesting. Basically a repeat almost of the other battle, just this time around. I have my elite army, so it'd probably go better. With that said, let's go ahead and charge on and destroy these Spanish troops. We've got the Spanish army within that square, which should really house a small fort, but there is none. What I've done is, well, cannons in the center. This is pretty standard. At this point you should know. Cannons in the center. We've got 3 Janissary troops on the side, 2 veteran musketeers on the side, and that's the same. And then the Sultan's Guard in reserve. We've got the Lancers and the elite cavalry, and then we've got the Boiler, or whatever they're called, over on the right. With that said, let's go ahead and start. First thing, I need to roll the cannons up a little bit, just to get a little bit higher up on the hill. And then, because this is the end, we're gonna go balls to the walls and attack. And we're gonna move up the reserve as well. Move up the cavalry. And let's see about destroying these Spanish bastards. That looks to be about okay. Gonna go ahead and wait until the Sultan's Guard has passed before we open fire. We of course don't want to shoot our own troops more than necessary. Anyone who turns back will be put in front of the cannon, or if he's small enough, within the cannon. We'll have the general march forward. massive concentration of Spanish troops over here. But, oh, why have you placed a cannon so strangely over there? That one is definitely at risk of shooting this one with that awkward placing. Can I hear Spanish cavalry charges? So I want to stop the advancing troops. I'm going to tell them to halt and prepare to receive a cavalry charge. Get both flanks into position, and they're ready to open fire. Spanish dragoons waste their manpower by charging straight across the field. The enemy general leads a cavalry charge onto our left flank. And it's a massive Spanish cavalry charge going in. My lancers are definitely going to have a problem dealing with this. My elite cavalry, though, should have no problem dealing with the Spanish. And I can just turn my infantry to open fire upon them. My cavalry over here has run into a bit of problem. Massive amount of Spanish hussars. And they're kind of going to attack my flank. I didn't see that coming. And this veteran musketman is getting completely overrun on that flank charge. I'm going to move the general as close as we dare. And I'm turning this veteran musketeer to deal with him. Luckily for me, I did have cavalry close by, and that troop is veteran from many wars, so he was able to withstand that. We're gonna hold the line for now. The unit held, and surprisingly, it only lost about 60 men. Which I am so surprised that they didn't lose more troops. I guess the Spanish cavalry never really got a proper charge in on them. Because that could have gone a lot worse. Right, let's go up and meet that provincial militia. And let's advance the Janissaries. Let's advance the Janissaries over here. And the veteran musketmen. My cavalry to finally beat the Spanish cavalry on our left. And the reserve in the center will march forward as well. Looks like we have a large concentration Spanish troops over on the right that definitely needs to be dislodged out of that forest. Provincial militia. It's all militia, in fact. Should be easy enough for my veteran musketeers to deal with. We'll go ahead and charge in the cavalry at some point here as well. Especially now since this unit decided to... Damn, what a shot came out of this one. But then the return fire was just as great, almost. I'm a little bit concerned because these guys are now turned to face kind of my my cavalry. Where are the Spanish going? They're sending the guards of Valona. It's marching this way. Right, let's charge here. Clearly we don't see anything here. I want the cavalry out in the field. Okay, we've got Spanish reinforcements coming from up there. So let's start and wheel the army into a position where we can deal with them. So I think we'll move the reserve now over to back up the area which actually housed the greater part of the fighting. These guys are gonna go into the forest. The veteran musketeer is going to be out there. As we can see, Spanish don't really have anything out here in the field. And we'll now fight them in this area. So have our cavalry run down as many of these troops as possible. You know what? It's becoming a little bit difficult for them in there. It's a forested area. They're receiving fire. But while the enemy is a bit disorganized, I will advance the 2 units of veteran musketeers as close as I can, fire at them, and then we'll see, maybe we can figure out some better positioning for these guys. Maybe a bit too soon to move them. General, we've got guard units, artillery and lances. They're moving a lot of troops over here, so it's good that I move that I'm moving the reserves, the Sultan's guards, over to that side to plug the gap that is coming up. Right now, the enemy was kind of crushed in this area, which means that the Janissaries can move forward, link up with the veteran musketeers, and form line. Kind of sounds like they're charging here. I want to drop back a little bit, and then we're gonna get these guys to form in line here. Well, this general clearly wants to die, so I'll humor him by charging him. And he's got some weird kind of camo on, which seems to be a lot of different kinds of uniforms. Okay, you can see that Volunteers of Madrid and the Guards of Valona trying sort of to outflank my... Oh, that was nasty. 50 men fell there as they were fired upon when in column.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must...
No surprise, as he charged straight into us. Before these guys set up the fire, we'll charge them. Enemy general was completely destroyed, and now my Sultan's guard is opening fire on the Guards of Valona. The enemy has a cannon set up over here. Could I hope that my artillery could fire upon them? And just as I do that, we could actually see some cannon shots bouncing through. Lancers riding around being stupid. Okay, my cavalry charge failed because one unit decided it wasn't going to charge. And how have you not been able to move that one little unit of Triadors? It's a small unit of 59 men. I want to start turning this up. Right, I think we can march across now. Or try to as best as possible. General is supporting. It's going fairly well over here. The Guards of Valona is pushed back. Thing is, I kind of think we've only got one good charge left in this cannon unit. Or this cavalry unit, so I kind of want to hold that one back. Let's push these guys. The small lancer unit actually will have that one move into the forest just to scout, and then the elite cavalry will hold right there on the road. And if I can push the Spanish units out of this forest and also out of this, we could fight the reinforcement armies in the open, which would be a lot easier for us. It's veterans from Toledo. Okay, I think we have a chance. We definitely outnumber the enemy. Guards of Valona. Let's see, I think we can get away with a charge there. And let's go as hard as we can. And use our superior numbers to push the enemy out of the forest. So the enemy general almost got shot down. 13th Regiment. We can move up on his flank. Cavalry is dealing with the guards of Valona. And we didn't lose that many men out of that charge. I spoke too soon, we actually lost quite a few. The guards were able to hold on quite well. Surprisingly well. But now they're gone. Okay, they got their cannons setting up over there. Just as I thought, there was really only one good charge left. Okay, we need to cover this area as the enemy reinforcements are coming in. The veteran musketeers, janissaries, more janissaries, and veteran musketeers. Really need to shift my troops further here just to get more room for all the troops. Then we have these three there, meaning we can spread out the lines and get more firepower down upon the enemy. That looks a lot better. Problem is dislodging these veterans out of the woods. So it is volunteers, but I mean they're called volunteers, but clearly they're really good units. I guess it's volunteers in a different kind of manner. Okay, the troops are in position now. Let's close in on them. Okay, they are focusing there. Let's send part of the army then to deal with them, which are gathering here in a weird formation, while the rest of these try to dislodge the enemy from the woods. Is that a good angle? Not everyone's firing. I think we can do that, and then have the veteran musketeers there. Pretty sure this one will fall as soon as we open just a little bit of fire on it. These two should move like that. Okay, we're opening fire, but it is at an artillery unit that's slowly marching towards us. It's a 9-pounder, but then after that comes the King's Regiment. I bet they're gonna just roll their artillery straight into our line, and then we're gonna melee kill it, and that's gonna be that for that unit. This one's about to go. Let's push up behind, get the veterans of Toledo. And then you guys can come at more of an angle there. Don't like that one. Oh, they're shooting at my cavalry. They know which units to shoot at. Now I have too few units over here, so this one is definitely going to be able to outmaneuver us on that side. They're moving more troops over there as well. How about sending the two veteran Turks It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. But I think they can make it. They're strong lads. Get your running boots on. Veterans of Toledo. Volunteers. The artillery, just as I thought. Look at this. The artillery. Imagine if they'd halted the artillery. Oh, they're charging us. They are gonna try and break my flank. These units need to pull back, and the general needs to pull up to support so that they don't break. If they get too close, I'll charge with the cavalry. The Grenadiers of the Canary Islands. Just in time for the veterans to turn up. We need to charge in the cavalry to stop these guys from overwhelming my left flank. So now we've gathered all the veteran Turks in the same the veteran musketeers in the same area. And the cavalry come in just in time to kind of stop the charge of the King's Regiment. That was a cannon shot. Bounced through. What unit is... the smaller Lancer unit was routed. But the enemy's attack was repulsed. The regiment of the King is pulling back. Let's push more troops up here. And then get you to come into the flank of this one. And we'll get rid of that one. Stuck on a square is not really gonna work out for us, is it? And also they're continuing to try and move around us, envelop us on the left. I guess I forgot to tell the general to run to position. So the Grenadiers of the Canary Islands. What a volley there! It's the Irish Guard that's firing from out there. First Foot Guards. Come on, break these bastards over here. I guess I'm most worried about what's going on over here, because there is a high concentration. Now I do have... They have another regiment of the King, and then they have the Guard of the... what's this? Españolas Guard. So they got Guard units. Lots of elites on that side, which could definitely pose a major problem. Completely forgot about you. Why haven't I used you to route this one? Or I meant really the one that was stationed here. Let's get the Sultan's Guard up against these guys. Okay, now they're enacting their charge. I need the cavalry to support, and definitely the general to support. Oh, they're gonna stand to fire. That's actually worse. Okay, they're gonna charge over here. Let's see, which one do I need to inspire? They came the cavalry. It looks like this one. Oh, we've got a gap opening up. They formed square just in front of us, and I really want to just keep shooting into the square. Oh, cavalry. My cavalry broke. Come on. You could break these guys, that would be nice. We need to pull this side back. There's too much pressure. Okay, that gave us a little bit. Gave us a little bit of leeway to actually pull back to new positions. Oh, the cavalry came back. Nice. But maybe I should not let them charge through there. It's already kind of too late. Okay, get these guys up. We will now flank you on the opposite side. But we'll have to... We're pulling back all across the line here due to all those losses. Cavalry... Yeah, they're gone and they're not going to come back. Oh, is it the same unit? Or I guess they transferred that grenadier unit. It's gone anyways. What do they have back there? It's their artillery. Let's just move behind them, make sure that they know that they're sort of lost. Too many troops still on the left flank. We need to win on the right. Let's push a little bit further here. I need the cavalry. The cavalry! How did they get defeated by the artillery? I would definitely need them to charge over here to get rid of that. That would, you know, free up so many troops they could just move into the flank here. Looks like their attack has stalled on this side. They're moving some troops back, I guess, to stop this one, which is kind of pointless. Let's go down the line and take a look at how it's going. So that 100 over 300, 137, these are about half size. Half there as well. A little bit more than half. It's about half there as well. Oh, we're definitely going to be able to cut down that unit now that with everyone firing on him. And that will free up the troops. We can see about winning this. The guy, one regiment of the king is pulling back. I want you to focus your cannon shots on that unit. They're gone. Oh, was it? Did we ride? I totally missed these spikes. Doesn't look like we ran into them though. That's good. More and more Spanish troops are now leaving the field. This one came back in our flank. Artillery bombarded. We're about to outflank them on the right. Most units are pulling back. And we are about to win this battle. Just by the cannon fire, this one is about to break. Now we can pull up the line even more. And we slowly envelop them from the right. Let's move the general out more towards the furthest to the left to support our unit, the 18th Regiment. Got a Grenadier unit over there, and we've got a Line Infantry Regiment. We can see a lot of them down to red in terms of morale. We could see a mass rout coming on. The only regiment still pretty good is this one, the 32nd. Okay, these two broke. This one is soon to follow. And now this one followed this one. We've got mass rout on the side of the Spanish. Time to follow that up. Okay, that leaves only... We'll send these three to deal with that one. These three to deal with that one. 3 like that, and 3 like that. This one hopefully will rout just by the cannon fire. We'll actually fire on the 32nd. Keep it up, guys. And we shall have this in the bag. Troops in the forest. As soon as we start fire here, we're starting to shoot at the King's Regiment. I'm pretty sure they'll rout just because they're seeing everyone else routing through them. So that will affect their morale. Once they're gone, these three can attack these guys in the back. And then, as they say, it's all ogre. So down to red morale. Down to red. Back to orange. Ah, more units are coming back over there. I don't like that. Now that one's gone. Just in time for more assholes to come back, though. I thought this battle was over. And I don't even know if I have room to maneuver everyone into position. This brigade of veteran Turks definitely needs some morale support by the general. The thing is, we hold a better position in the woods. They're kind of in between the two woods. You'll attack and completely envelop. I mean, this guy doesn't stand a chance, does he? Single line infantry regiment, 71 men. And there we go. Victory. Finally. No! Just in time for saying that. Oh. This one came back just as we were about to win. It goes into bloody green as well. You know what? I have had plenty enough of your tomfoolery. Everyone will now charge and get rid of you. Make your stand. Right, stop shooting each other. there we have it. Victory. A very costly one, but I didn't think it would go otherwise. Let's go back to the campaign map, shall we? Here are the results of the battle. We lost almost 3,000 men, leaving only 1,800 left. However, the Spanish force took an even worse hit, with only about 1,000 out of 7,000 still alive. Highest kills goes one cavalry unit, they killed 500. Then a veteran musketeer, then another cavalry, then another veteran musketeer. Sultan's Guard. Cannons, probably in the last. General's Bodyguard is actually the last. And let's liberate Italy once more. Mostly just because I get a lot less replenishment from that. And I think we'll actually give them... Can I trade? I probably can trade with them. And we'll give up. No? Don't they have a trade fleet? They have a trade port right there. I will also just go ahead and give them the last territory, because it will be annoying just to lose that one. To give them Sicily. Because they won't take it unless they give them a little bit gold as well. Boom. But why can I not trade? Is it because... It's because my port is under siege, I guess. But there, once more, we have get the pizza guys back in order. But we kinda wanna die, so... What happens here? How to resolve? We lost 500 men. I want to completely destroy you. And seeing the losses on a lot of these units, let's put them together to at least have 100 each on some of these. And then I'm gonna end... No, I can't end turn. I want this one to be the... I want the main one to be the last one. You know what? We'll just say that they scattered. Bloop! That's how that goes. And now it's only this one left. And that will be for the next one. So, yeah. With that said, I hope you enjoy this one. And hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!